Alright, next door comments. 21 hours ago I wrote about a day trip to Tenerife. I wrote the second time on the same trip. So I wrote Sunday night when I returned, and I wrote again this morning, and each post got a comment. This one was from Sundays from John. I read your blog page. The links to deer photos don't go to photos for me. I see that you're on Duolingo. Do you do it a lot? Has it worked? Any language learning software? I make language learning software, not DL, of course. Maybe you want to try, see what you think. So on the first thing, he didn't get to my photos. I'm going to trust that John did. If I were writing to my grandmother, I would put a link directly to the photos, but I think John is, if motivated, will figure this out himself. John, let me know if you'd like a direct link. The pictures are interesting. I was inspired to write them the second time. They're my wife's pictures, Tenerife, New Jersey. So John, that's the first part. Now, do I do it a lot? Probably 5 days a week, John, for maybe 15 minutes. Has it worked? You know, as much as you can expect for 15 minutes a day. I can't claim that it's putting me in reverse. In other words, has it helped? Sort of. It's really a battle for me. I only speak English. If I do claim that I speak Spanish someday, it'll be my second language. I do think language learners who are multilingual in early childhood, like my wife, have predisposed advantage. So has it worked? For me, yeah, but the results are not impressive. You make language learning software, but not DL, which in this context is Duolingo. Maybe you want to try. I am in I'd be happy to try. My expectations of what it can do for me are not high. My wife and I have a Duolingo family plan, so we are paying to use it. And because I had quit with the free version, the paid version is better. The practice hub is what keeps me going, and that was lacking in the free version. So, John, I tried to respond to you more promptly with a voice message, but then I discovered Duolingo doesn't have one-to-one voice messages. But if you were to contact me on anything that does, you've already found my webpage, so that would be Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, WhatsApp. Any of those allows me to push the talk button and respond to you more promptly. The way I'm doing this here requires a couple more steps to add visual and upload it to YouTube. But either way, you can count on a reply from me, John. Thanks for your comment. Ciao. So then the second time I posted on this Tenerife trip was today, Monday. Again, it was a day trip with my wife on Sunday, and I wrote twice on it. Katie commented on the second post, and she corrects me as falling water. I had written falling waters, so thanks for the correction, Katie. I'm going to leave my error in the text, because if I were to fix it, then your comment would not make sense. I had my wife read it, and I showed her my post. I said, "What's wrong with this?" She caught it immediately. I would never have detected the error myself. Water is not a misspelling. So without Google underlining it for me, I would never have gotten it. Designed by Frank, Katie goes on to say, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright for the millionaire family Kaufman. So not small effort, but definitely a spectacular house. So what I think is great about Katie's comment is that, my hack version of English, where I intentionally misspell a lot of things, Katie seemed to read it and say, well, there's a lot of stuff that's misspelled here. As my beauty school teacher, Miss Starr, said, you've got to quit doing that, it makes my head hurt. Katie seems to have the ability, unlike my beauty school instructor, to read past the errors that are intentional or seem to be intentional but able to pick up this one that was unintentional. It's just amazing to me that I have any readers at all, and that this proves that I have one reader that's able to read by my hacked version of English and still take me seriously as someone who wants to spell falling waters the way it should be, falling water the way it should be spelled. So ciao to John and Katie. Alright, next door comments. 21 hours ago I wrote about a day trip to Tenerife. I wrote a second time on the same trip. So I wrote Sunday night when I returned, and I wrote again this morning, and each post got a comment. This one was from Sundays from John. I read your blog page. The links to deer photos don't go to photos